Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And so please send it to whoever it's appropriate.
Oh,
And-
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this a fellow named James Wolfe popped into the picture, and
Yeah.
he's gone there. He lives on the East Coast. I'm not doing anything with it, but I'll pass it to him and also to Rick and to Carlton. Okay, but thanks
Please.
for letting me know.
Yeah.
Because he was asking me about it, and I did mention your name. I said, well, you should ask him. You should ask Gary. And, you know, I gave him some phone numbers and I gave him some addresses, but, you know, somebody's got to follow up.
It happens
Last year,
that
they
way.
didn't follow up, you know, so.
Yeah. So life
Okay.
life goes on.
Life goes on, but thank you for mentioning that.
Okay.
I
Also,
wanted to say hello to Jim. I see Jim Crisafulli's there somewhere. There you are. Hi, Jim. I sent you an email. I don't know if you saw it, but we can talk maybe tomorrow or the next day. Did you see my email?
Who are you asking it?
Jim Crisafulli.
Jim. Hello, Jim. Hello.
Aloha.
So, Alfred is saying that he sent an email to you.
Hmm.
Did you get it?
I'm looking. I don't see it yet.
Okay, I sent it like 2 or 3 days ago. Okay, maybe I have an old address for you. I don't know. One of them bounced. I used 2 addresses and one of them bounced back.
Okay.
In your chat, you can just give me your whatever new address you're using, and
Yeah, I'll email it to you.
Okay.
Okay, 1 more minute, then we start.
Testing, testing. Can you all hear me?
Yes, I hear somebody.
Good. Spaceman Sam has arrived. Boom.
Okay,
Hi, Sam.
good to see you.
How are
Long
you?
time no see, kids. Long time no see.
We will meet in a few days.
Oh, excellent. You're coming to
Los
ISDC.
Los Angeles. Yeah, I plan to come to the Space Touring Conference too.
Excellent, excellent. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Just 1 day before the ISDC. Great.
My apologies for not being around, but I've been busy printing this. My book.
Fantastic.
Ooh,
Your book.
picture conference. I like that.
Is it
Yeah.
on Amazon or where? You can.
Pre-orders are just beginning. The official printed release is June 24th, but if you're at the conference, you're gonna get one of these things.
All right,
Okay, great.
we'll be there.
Excellent. Okay, so I think we can maybe start. We have, I propose 4 points in the agenda. Information about the Space 18 SDG campaign, what we are doing in general terms. Then point 2, our mission at COPWAS, and Alfred will give us some information about what we are doing over there, and yeah, our goals and so on. Then the relevant dates for 2024, it will be, of course, the Space Touring Conference and the ISDC from 22 to 26 in May in Los Angeles. The COPWAS General Assembly is 67th session from 19 to 28th of June in Vienna. The Space 18 SDG at the UN Plaza, 13 September, New York City. The Ethos, Expanding Humanity to Outer Space Young International Workshop in September. And the IAC 75, 14 to 18 October. And of course, I will also give you a look of the balance of the 2023 SI balance that we will have to approve, but we cannot do it in this meeting because we will not have the quorum sufficient to approve it. So it will be made during the next 2 weeks by emails, as we always do, in order to reach the correct number of votes on the balance. So this is the agenda. If we approve it, we can go ahead. Okay, I see Barnhard is not with us, our president. Let me see, just sending a message to him if he can join us. Just a moment. Maybe. Okay, I have sent a message on WhatsApp to Barnhard reminding our meeting, so maybe he will join us. However, okay, anybody would like to add a point in the agenda of today, or we can approve the agenda? I just put it in the I put it in the chat for everybody to see it. Okay. So, anything more? Okay, the agenda is approved. We can go. Let's go. So, about the Space 18 SDG campaign, with our allied partners that now we are almost 79 to be accurate, organizations, and including 11 universities, well, not only universities, but let me say university, schools, educational institution. That's a very good thing for the coalition, because I think we should advertise on this point, because we could maybe use this data as a leverage to get more universities on board, and that will of course enrich our coalition and make it our audience, let me say, more attentive and more receptive to our proposal. So for this year, we are planning some main events. One will be the 12th of June, and it will be a virtual event. Of course, everybody is invited to register, to participate. It will be a round table with 5 panels. Everything is online. I will share the manifesto so everybody can see it. Then in June, we will participate to the General Assembly at Kopos. It is the 67th session. The 18 SDG proposal was already presented in 2023 by Carlton Johnson, who made a speech for the first time. And well, not the first time, because it was also presented in 2018.
Even before 2017.
Yes, as
we just discovered.
We discovered recently, yes, by the late David Dunlop, who made a wonderful presentation about that. However, let me say, in the frame of our campaign that we initiated 1 year, more or less 1 year ago, more than 1 year ago, the official presentation was made in the General Assembly of 2023, and we continued in 2024 in the legal subcommittee of COPOS, where Alfred made a presentation about what he called respect the circular economy in space. And I made a short speech of 5 minutes about presenting the 18 SDG proposal. And Friedrich Genet of the NSS made another speech of 5 minutes, also promoting the 18 SDG. Okay, but I don't want to go in details now. I just want to make an overview of what we are doing this year. Okay, so June. Then in September, the 13th of September, we will do the same thing we made in 2023 in New York City at the United Plaza 777. That is in the heart of the United Nations headquarters. And we will make a roundtable with many speakers and participants discussing the relevant items of our proposal. And let me say the actual topics of the space economy and space law and space enterprise that is growing very much in the world, and it's very, very important that we are giving our of about expansion of civilization into space. In September, we will also develop the Expanding Humanity to Outer Space, a JOUT International Workshop. We have now 12 registered participants. They will be requested to group in some teams, and because they will have to compete in design making proposal for the design of an habitat in a Lagrange point, maybe L5, and a small habitat only for 100 inhabitants, but however, as let me say, a small demonstrator of the O'Neill idea of a rotating infrastructure. We are challenging young researchers and students to imagine such kind of infrastructure, not only from the technical point of view, the scientific point of view, but also from the philosophical, cultural, psychological, and let me say all the human aspects of such an infrastructure. And we are finalizing a statement of work that we will submit to our competitors, to the competitors for this workshop. That is basically a list of requirements that we are giving to the competitors, soliciting them to put their imagination at work and making let me say a phase A proposal. Like we are simulating to be a space agency, asking to these teams of designers to make their proposal for a tender, a call for tender, something like that. We will evaluate their works, and we will assign a prize that will be a scholarship for the 2025 IAC Congress in Sydney. So we will try to pay the winning team their travel to go there and present their project that was winning our contest. Oh yes, last but not least, the IAC Congress in Milan. We are presenting several papers to the Congress. I am presenting a paper, Werner is also presenting a paper, and many other members of SRI are doing that. And we are also trying to well, we are in the middle of a negotiation with the organizers of the exhibition center in order to get a 20 square meter place to make a booth. Of the 18 SDG coalition. Of course, SRI and NSS will be the main organizer of this thing, but I think we have more or less 10 partners or so that will allow us to cover the expense of this adventure that, as you know, is not cheap. But I think 20 square meter is something that we can afford, and we will try to do our best. Gary Barnhard, that is also a member of SRI, by the way. Maybe this is surprising, but he was duly welcomed when he joined. So I think, you know, he is also a member, and we'll give some information about what we are trying to do, because he took care of making some pictures and some calculations, and to have a budget, an initial budget for that. So this is all what we are trying to do. No, there is another thing. We were also invited to the Space Settlement Conference of the NSS that will be done, I think, in late October or November. So we will do our best to also participate to this important conference, and to bring even in that conference our proposals and yeah. Okay, so this is more or less what we want to do. I don't know if we will succeed to do everything, but we are doing our best. And of course, whoever wants to help is very, very welcome. That is. So, are there comments about the general program that I just tried to sketch?
I have a question.
Please.
Who's organizing the UN Plaza meeting?
Okay, we didn't yet initiate to organize that, because we are now working for the event of the 12th of June. That will be a virtual event, so it's easier to organize. But however, yes, we have now more or less, I think, 12 or 13 registered speakers. We need to accelerate the preparation of this event, and yeah, Mihail is here, and Mihail is a member of the small committee that is organizing this the events, and yeah, we have to accelerate the preparation, because even if it is a virtual event, I think we need some more speakers and to have a better organization. However, let me show you.
If you'll remember, let's make sure we have a room this time before you start inviting speakers, I suggest. Last time Henk Rogers pulled a rabbit out of his hat and supplied the room. But you know, and I spent many hours on the phone and emails trying to arrange a room before that happened. And we already had a bunch of speakers waiting in line. So I suggest we get whoever does it, and I'm not volunteering again. Whoever does it should make sure there's a room before you, and have a general idea. If NSS is going to be involved, then you know, I suggest an understanding with the number of speakers ahead of time, and you know, co-organized with that.
I reserved the room, the same room as we had last year.
Wow, you already did it.
That's fantastic.
Thank you, Henk.
Excellent, excellent. Henk, while we're here, we should also talk about the IAC in Milan. Are you planning to come in Milan?
No, I wish. When is that? I'm so busy.
14 to 18 October.
14 to 18 October. The answer is I don't know.
Yeah, it would be great to have your Moonbase Alliance as a partner in the booth, you know.
It would be, yes. We are having a major problem in Hawaii in that the Department of Land and Natural Resource, they do not want to extend our lease for high seas. They are starting to make a noise like, please remove it.
Oh,
It's so ridiculous. I've already talked to the governor, tried to push him, but it's still very much in question.
I see.
So we can't do any missions for sure until we resolve this issue, and we still need to. Well, I'm pulling all the strings I can pull at this point.
Okay. However, yeah, we'll stay in touch and we'll see if there is a possibility to have you on board. It would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this was the general information. Maybe we can move to the point 2 of agenda, our mission at Copos, and giving the floor to Alfred, maybe, and also to Gary for some other information about the UN.
Okay, I'll handle it about the stuff about the information about COPUS. Of course, Gary can chime in anytime. And maybe Gary can handle, if it makes sense to Gary, the stuff about the UNGA in ACOSAT. But anyway, COPUS, this is the one coming up is the general session. And it's basically a lot of reporting from the people who worked in the scientific and technology subcommittee and the legal subcommittee. And so it's, you know, you're not going to hear the same amount of debate and there's a little less stridency, not completely, but there's a little less stridency. But basically, you can find out all about it with this very good publication called the COPUS Briefing Book. And you can get this online, and it tells you about the working groups and the action groups and basically the mechanics of it. So I'll just say that there's a constellation of issues now forming. One has to do with orbital debris, the crowding, the satellite constellations, and suddenly everybody, after years and years of just hearing about mitigation is fine, 25 years, that's okay, you know, guideline. Now people are saying, oh my God, you know, we could get hurt out there. We could not be able to get out. We need space traffic management, space situational awareness, and remediation, and on-orbit assembly, and et cetera, et cetera. So the whole conversation has clustered around you know, the crowding. We need space, and you hear things like we need dark and quiet skies again, etc. That's not going to happen, I don't think. But anyway, point is that's one of the big areas. The other big area has to do with the moon. Now, you know, there's a stampede to the moon with what is it? 39 people, 39 countries in the Artemis. Movement,
I think so.
Artemis Accord, and now there's ILSA, that's the Chinese version of getting groups together. It's much smaller so far. Stands for Internationals. What does it stand for? I can't quite remember. Anyway, the Chinese are putting together countries and entities also. and sort of in competition. So, but anyway, in general, though, the Chinese, a big change is that the Chinese have said, we're going to be talking about, well, we need to talk about space resources, because now that so many people are going to the moon, now there's this other constellation of issues, and it has to do with governance in space. It has to do with the utilization of space resources. You have new players in getting involved, like the Romanians with their proposal. Luxembourg's a very big player in this, in the space resource utilization field. So you have, you know, a whole bunch of these two big issue clusters are really driving a lot of the conversation at COPUS lately. So I think that's, I mean, I could go into more detail about working groups and so forth, but but I think you can get a lot of that in the COPUS briefing book. And there now people are trying, you know, working groups, to just say one thing, working groups are usually, they are formed by state parties. We are, the National Space Society is a observer NGO, and I know that SRI is on track to also become one. Normally, we don't get to talk in working groups, even in their informal groups. However, this is slowly changing. We've had 4 in 2 ways. We had 4 country delegations say that they appreciate NGO working groups and would like to get more input. And we have one, the Romanians actually have invited us and allowed us to speak in their informal meetings. So I think there's a change there. There's a shift, which if we're careful as NGOs, observers, I think we can exploit that if we don't get too reckless about it. Anyway, that's pretty much the overview. I'm available for questions, and Gary can talk about UNGA a little bit more in General Assembly.
Okay.
Oh, one last thing. Okay, Gary, Gary, you're muted, by the way. One last thing, consensus. UN General Assembly, it goes by majority consensus. That is not true with UN COPUS. UN COPUS is a subsidiary body, even though it's called the Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space, it's actually a subsidiary body. So, and they have a different consensus, idea of consensus. It's got to be 100% in that no one objects. If one country objects, then whatever the proposal is, and that country stays objecting, that will be shot down. Not every country has to say yay and clap, but if you want consensus in UN COPUS, no country can say they object and they stick to it. So that's a big difference with UN General Assembly.
Yeah, with respect to the UN General Assembly, that's taking advantage of what amounts to being the being recognized by the Economics and Social Council, or ECOSOC, which the SRI has applied for. NSS has been a special observer delegation since 1996 in those regards. So it's been a while. The important thing there is that if there's an opportunity for substantive technical intervention, and both within the the normal assembly meetings and the side events, which at times can be more substantive than the grand plenaries. It is, certainly a worthwhile, opportunity to engage. Historically, the biggest challenge is getting the collection of nation state delegations that are not, spacefaring necessarily, to choose to engage in how they can be a part of the endeavors, and view space as a resource as opposed to space being something that owes them a tithe because they can't participate. The former makes a real difference with respect to capacity building and helps to realize space as a resource for all. The latter just causes a fight and an argument and doesn't really help. And that's coming from Richard Elliott being absolutely frank. He was back some moons ago when I was running the delegation for NSS. He was the person in charge of the purse strings in ECOSOC.
Okay.
Over.
So thank you very much. And okay, so I think this is a good panoramic of what let me say, the visibility that we have at Corpus and the UN General Assembly. And of course, it would be beautiful if we could in some way participate to the I think it's called the Summit for Future, in September. Is that right, Gary? Is NSS going to participate to that Summit for Future?
The precise plans I'm not briefed on. That's not in the UN is not in my portfolio for NSS anymore. But it's my understanding that there will be that there's opportunities for NGO participation there. And and that will include the new NGOs, which I believe SRI is up for vote this May, as is the Space Development Foundation. So we'll have multiple paths in those regards. And the best thing is, I guess Carlton Johnson has it within his portfolio for NSS.
I would like to add something, and this might also be relevant. Gary can count on it, can comment on UNGA, but a lot of what you can do. Well, at UN Corpus, we have a chance to give at least one general exchange of views, which is about the whole NSS organization, and also at least one technical committee talk. But it's turning out that actually we can give multiple technical talks and multiple general exchange of views that are targeted in certain areas. This is something that we're starting to figure out little by little. I think the last time we gave 3, which was pretty good. But I don't know, I haven't participated in UN General Assembly, so I'm not sure you can do the same thing. But aside from your formal talks, which are very limited, 5 minutes to 10 minutes, depending on the kind of talk, aside from that, what the real value is, I think, is on the margins. Not just in the informal groups, but actually in the hallway sometimes, meeting people afterwards and talking to them, congratulating them for their particular talk, going over, meeting them, and even afterwards, sometimes going to dinner or something. So I think that those relationships are very, very important for getting things done and for having any influence at all. You can also pass out documents with permission. I've passed out hundreds of documents from the National Space Society, policy papers and so forth. So there's also that avenue for influencing.
Yeah, something that I forgot to tell before, during the legal subcommittee meeting, where we have given these our three speeches, one presentation and 2 speeches. We had the opportunity to talk with many delegations and to handle to them our flyer, and many of them say they would be interested to have an informal meeting with us. We also tried to organize it, but it was too late, and we couldn't make it in March. But we have the idea. We discussed this idea between me, Alfred, and Frédéric Genet, maybe to try to have a cocktail or something like that in the restaurant downstairs, inviting all the delegates that could be interested to talk with us about our proposal of the 18 SDG and the Space for All and so on, especially trying to work with the non-aligned countries that could be maybe receptive to our proposal, because we know that only a state party can officially present a proposal like this one to the UN General Assembly. The NGOs cannot do it. So we need one or more state parties. And of course, it would be very much better if it will be some state party, there's some country that is not aligned. Otherwise, we will immediately get the opposition of the other, if we go with some aligned country. Therefore, we started to talk with several delegates, and of course, they couldn't say yes or no, because they have to. It's a real problem, and they have to talk with their government and so on. It's not a simple thing. However, maybe we will have opportunity to make an informal meeting or something like that during the session, General Assembly session in June. And we have to coordinate in advance in order to make.
Yeah, it's being planned. Something like that's being planned.
Good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go, folks. Sorry to leave you, but I have obligations here at the house.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Take care.
The key thing with this is the different space organizations have in a sense, a special place with respect to the NGOs. Most of the NGOs are looking to the UN for resources. We're trying to bring resources to the UN. Okay. The net consequence is that in dealing with the Secretariat, when we ask for a meeting, they schedule it. Okay. If with an awful lot of the NGOs, there's a peculiar fandango or song and dance. Being able to have substantive, positions to articulate, answers to questions, policy papers, access to material, both in dead tree and electronic form. These are resources that we can bring to the table for the different nation state delegations that change the discussion. Quite frankly, it allows us to more broadly frame in the marketplace of ideas substantive things that can be done, that can make a difference, however modest, to moving things forward. And once you manage to do something that actually works, the probability that you can do something else or something more is arguably greater. And that building of those relationships is, that's basically, that was, what, the point Elliot Richardson was trying to make with me, you got to find a way to reach, the broadest community of nation state delegations so they understand that they need to actually engage, not be expected to be treated as, some form of, lesser souls that are to be taken care of. They want to
You're
be
not one of the lesser souls, right?
right. Basically the idea is that you want people to be a part of building the future they'd like to see come to pass.
Adriano, I just wanted to mention real quick that in terms of planning for the UNGA Science Summit panels and the Summit for the Future, all 4 of our ACES worldwide sessions have been approved. These will include on September 19th, we have Dr. Simonetta De Pipo, former executive director of the UN Office of Outer Space Affairs, presenting on defending Earth against space debris and cosmic hazards. On September 20, we have a team moderated by Vivid Beldavs, who's director of the Photonics Center of Latvia, talking on safeguarding space as a global commons. Then on September 22nd, we have Dr. Thijs Rusimano from the Executive Board of ACES Worldwide, talking about exploring human biology in space. And our final panel will be on September 23rd with Dr. Upasana Dasgupta from Laval University in Canada, speaking on space and sustainability compacts, partnerships for food security, healthcare, and education. So I'll keep you folks apprised of these discussions as we proceed.
Okay, thank you, Jim. And yes, I just wanted to add a little bit to what Gary was saying about our proposal to the not yet spacefaring countries. I think is really something different, because we think that they shall be involved in their full capacity and dignity. And what I say is that the new space countries, let me say so, are not constrained to repeat the same long road that was traveled by the pioneers, because they can take profit of the experience of the pioneers, so they can join inside. Wherever in the world there are brilliant minds, and all countries can join and participate to the new space venture, because now we have something that is coming soon. That is the cislunar economy. That is the very interesting enterprise. That is, of course, quite engaging and exciting for all the people of planet Earth. And I think we should be, we and the NGOs, so let me say that the space advocacy movement at large should be supporters of the new space countries. And there are many. If you see the list of the members of COPWAS, there are many countries that don't even have a space agency so far, but they want to be in, and they are interested. And of course, I understood that there are, let me say, some kind of barriers that preclude this some way take the representative of these countries a little bit distant from the core of the work and so on. And I think it's our duties to provide bridges for them to join and to start working together in a harmony. Yeah, we know that the world is not simple in these days. That there are horrible wars and counter positions and so on. But we know that space is the solution for these kind of things, and that starting to use the resources of outer space will help to overcome resource wars and to resolve many conflicts and to make conflicts maybe one day obsolete on planet Earth. And so, yeah, we have this, let me say, this humanist concepts and conviction that space will bring the peace on Earth, and because there will be very abundant resources, there will be no reason to fight in space, no reason to fight in space, so I think this is a philosophical message that we need to build a narration on that, and to bring it inside wherever we can speak and we can talk to the people. And I believe we will find, let me say, open ears if we start to talk to non-aligned countries and emerging space emerging countries and so on. I'm sure of that, and we have to find ways to do it in a respective mode, because it's not easy to move inside the UN the UN environment. Let me say, no, it's not easy, because you can find oppositions, you can find many problems that we don't imagine, no, but they are, and we have to be ready to manage these problems in an open and respectful way, and always with a smile on our face, and trying to be inclusive, 100% inclusive. So this, I think, is a kind of mission we have, and we are learning, of course, we are learning how to move ahead on this mission. And okay, so where are we in our agenda? We have discussed about couples. We have exposed the main dates, main events that we have. I wanted to show you. Okay, I want to show you something. Let me share my screen. Are you seeing my screen? Okay, so this is the manifesto of for the 12th of June. It will be a panel focused on the okay. We are making this thing the 12th of June because it's 1 week before the couple's General Assembly. So we tried to shape it, focusing the topics that will be central for the General Assembly, and where we try to bring our proposals. So we will have 5 panels, basically. Use of space resources, orbital debris, space law and privacy in space, sustainable benefits for all peoples, and space for sustainability. So each one of these panels will be more or less 1 hour. We will introduce the panel, making some questions to the participants. For instance, space resources, we will say using space resources to primarily develop in outer space or on Earth. The risk of a new space-based colonialism, property of in-place and removed space resources, property of small asteroids, contended lunar regions, lunar and asteroid materials for the Earth market, helium-3, for instance, Artemis and ILRS agreements. Are these the optimal tools in the new astropolitical arena? how to detect and systematize best practices, the role of UN COPOS and the 18 SDG as a clearinghouse for private and public stakeholders involvement with 100% inclusivity. So this is an example. In the first 5 minutes of each panel, we will simply read these questions and put these questions to the participant, and then the participants will have 3 minutes each one to say something and to introduce the discussion and to start the conversation and so on. So the same will be done for the orbital debris and for the tentative circular space economy, what Alfred has named respect. That means respect for life in space and on Earth. Then a space law, and then a sustainable benefit for all peoples of Earth. What I've called a permanent revolution, permanent space revolution. That means that new countries enter the Shin, and they enter from the top, not from the bottom. So because they can, of course, get benefit from the experience before. So this is the what we want to do. The 12th of June, there is a form to register. Is this one? I will put this in the chat now, so it can be. Okay, group chat. Yeah. And yes, the call is here. I will also put the link to the call. Okay. So this is the 12th of June. I think, Mihail, we will start tomorrow to organize, because I think we are a little bit late and we have to accelerate a bit. So, yeah.
Just want to add that we are encouraging everyone to register as participants, and there are 2 types of participation. One type, when you designate yourself as ready to make a 3-minute speech with hopefully a slide to support that, or just as a listener and participator in the discussion. So we encourage everyone to register so that we know how many people are going to attend for each of those 5 panels.
Great. So, oh, Jerry Stone. Okay, so I think it's worth also to show you something about the ethos project, the Expanding Humanity to Outer Space. Okay. Also for that, there is a page. Is this one? Let me share. Okay, so this is the page. There is a general presentation, objectives of the event, the challenge that will be given to the participants, the concept, maybe it's worth to read it, as I will call students and young professionals from 18 to 35 years to participate in the event. They can join as teams of 2 to 4, or as individuals. Everyone should submit a CV and a letter of motivation to be selected. Flexibility will be considered to select either more or less teams based on the size of the hosting platform. It is planned that the event will be fully online. Space4Net International will provide educational materials for the selected teams. Selected teams will be given the time to read and learn before the actual start of the event. This step is important because most young professionals and students are not exposed to advanced concepts related to expanding humanity to outer space. The educational materials will be focused on the mission statement. At the start of the event, the mission statement will be revealed, and teams will compete to submit the requirement deliverables by the end of the event. expert from SRI will attend the presentation session online. The preparation session will be a public event open for everyone to attend. Each team will be given a 15-minute presentation, including 5 minutes for Q&A. SRI experts will select the winning team. The winning team will be granted a prize to be discussed in a later stage. It will be, yeah, we know it. It will be the participation to the IAC in 2025 in Sydney, Australia. So, okay, pre-registration. Okay, the registration is open until September, I think. Yes. And these are the lectures that were already made by our mentors. Myself, Werner, Grandl, Bernard Foyn, Silvia Avila, Marie-Luise, Heuser, and Jerry Stone. Okay, of course, the Jerry Stone project, Iceland Zero, is very near to this idea the idea of this workshop. And yeah, so I think it's a good relation. There is a registration form, even in this case. So it would be great if all of us will share this invitation. So I put the link in the chat, and also the previous page, this one. Yeah, the page, this page still mentioned Kuwait, because originally this workshop was conceived to be in presence and or hybrid, and to be based in Kuwait City. But then we decided to make it only virtual in order to allow an international larger participation. Okay, so please share this thing with all the people that could be interested. Students, young researchers, and universities, and all this kind of environments. Okay. Now, what else? Oh, yeah, Corrinne, sorry, just one thing that I forgot. And yeah, Corrinne is not here today, but she is organizing an event in New York in July, I think the 20th of July, something like that. And it will be, okay, Corrinne is joining, so she can, I think you are a telepath. Hello, Corrinne. I was just talking about your event in July, so maybe you can say something about that. Hello? Hello, Corrinne? Are you hearing me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm just, I saw that I wanted to jump on, but I'm so busy with work stuff that I'm trying to get done. Actually, one email I'm trying to send out to in reference to the event. So hi, everyone. I hope all is well. Sorry, I missed most of the meeting. Sure. Thanks, Adriano, for sharing, you know, allowing the time. So I have Space Renaissance USA. We're hosting an event on July 20th. It is not virtual. It will be in person. I will try to get some video footage as well as pictures about the day. So it will have from 4 to 8 p.m. I want to do some student activity, maybe get some folks who are in space industry to tables so they can give brief info session, talk about things that's there. It's also focused on entrepreneurship, and the primary purpose and goal for me for this is, if many of you or any of you are aware of me and my work, is that I am very much focused on equity, inclusion, access. So I'm very much a social entrepreneur, positive impact. So it is geared towards our Black and Brown community or minority population, to be able to get that sort of experience and exposure. When I talk about it, I talk also about, some of you may have seen the film about Hidden Figures, and that show the importance and the work of African American and others in the diaspora, in terms of innovation and pushing tech forward. So that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm looking for sponsorships as well. The event is free. And just be mindful that Space R has no funds except for, I guess, whatever comes into the international chapter for the membership. All of this is funded by my company at some point. Obviously, there will be an opportunity to onboard folks in roles to help to build out Space R USA, and so we can have regional activities. So I'm just laser focusing on what's going on here and what I can manage within reason of myself and other colleagues that I have that I've onboarded to partner. One of the young ladies that we're working with, Adriano, you met last year when we had the event here, for UN, when we started with the SDG goal 18, and she is a friend also of Barnhard. So she is working with me, collaborating with me on the aspect of the space, fashion and so on. So we're looking to do some of something around that. I want to make it fun. I want to make it engaging. So there's a lot of different moving pieces. Again, for me, I want to get the word out. So for all of you who are out there, get your folks to come out. It's free event. Get them to register. We're looking for funds. So if everyone gives or donate $20 towards whatever else it is, it adds up. We have to pay for food, entertainment, the place. We need prizes for the students. We need prizes for the individuals who are going to put together the fashion show and so on. So I'm excited by it. I think it's an opportunity to push the envelope and to, talk about what is next, the next frontier of things, which is not so the next, it's current. And I think that's pretty much it. Everything is on the flyer. I'll send the updated flyer. We actually partnered with Assemblywoman office, Farah Safran Forrest. We have to change the current one. I'll send that to you, Adriana. Her name is spelled incorrectly. She was one of the folks who supported us last year when we did the same venue, just a little different. We had another assembly member who attended, but she understood the vision and she saw the work in terms of what we were doing. So this year we partnered with her. So she's lending her name to it. There's no funds, but that's fine. I think that's a big asset in terms of having her team being a part of this and believing in it. So I'm sorry, I can't come on screen. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Corrinne.
Yeah. Any questions, folks can email. I'm in the group, so they can do that or email me directly.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Adriano, I'm going to run into a time constraint with the meeting. If you want me to show a few slides about the IAC
Sure.
proposal,
Please.
I'd be happy to do so.
Go.
All right. What I want to do is I'll share my screen quickly here. What we have is we managed to identify a space which nominally is 20 square meters, but the effective area when you include the adjacent space is more than 80 square meters. So the question comes in is how to effectively make use of that. And we've gone through and identified a layout approach to do that, to give you a sense of what the scale is that we're talking about here. This is the monolith that we have available. Okay, it is 8 feet wide and 16 feet high. And this is not this isn't strictly a fantasy. This is actually something that was actually set up and purpose built for IAC 2019 in Washington, D.C. You can see on the left-hand side, that's me standing next to it. We engaged in a bit of overkill in that we got a 20,000 lumens projector for it. Turned out to be so powerful that we had to screen off the exhibit area because the instructions pointed out that you could fry your retina if you looked into the lens of this thing. So, but no, it was something that ended up, working out. We got some very nice cooperative work in terms of a variety of different artists, and technical things that were put together, making use of the same, and what we need to be able to do for our purposes is figure out an appropriate combination and allocation of space for both effectively high countertop discussions, a whole series of presentations in the exhibit area, static displays, as well as some walk-up kiosks. The bottom line is that the IAC folks seem to be trying to be cooperative this year, and supportive, and trying to, in light of the space that they're offering to us, they're offering us a substantive deal in those regards, and we may even do better with it. And we are actively, working through the folks that have signed up to the 18th SDG petition, and we have been working the details in this in terms of a very the complexity of orchestrating the same. But the bottom line is that we have a real opportunity here, and it looks like something that we're very much intent upon making happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Great work you have done. Let's hope we can make it. Yeah. So I think we are reaching to the last point of our meeting, and yeah, Jerry want to say something, please.
Yeah, Gary, was one of the slides in there showing the overall floor layout and showing where this is in relation to that?
The answer is yes. Hold on a second, and I will show just that. We have, this is the Michael Convention Center. We're in the south wing.
Layer 0.
Level 0.
Yes.
Okay, and so we're this green space here. We're in a high ceiling area. The ceiling's over 6 meters high. So basically the effect is that if we're able to do the monolith, it will be visible from across the convention. When we did this in 2019, it was the highest resolution screen in the entire convention. It was I'll grant you a bit of an exercise in overkill, but I had a point to make.
Yeah, that's all right. Can you share that image?
Well, yeah, we can.
The floor plan.
Yeah, certainly, yes.
Okay, I'll just leave that with you then.
Okay. We'll there's a link. We can where all of this material is available.
Okay, terrific.
Any other questions I can answer? Yes.
Mihail.
Yeah, just to clarify, are we fully subscribed now for this stand, or we're still seeking for coalition members to
We're still seeking coalition members. Absolutely. As it stands, right now, I'm taking let's get this, there are, there's essentially two views on this. There's, the set of, uh, you know, six folks that have different entities that have indicated they put, they're prepared to put earnest money on the table. A group of approximately another 60 folks that have signed up with respect to the SDG that we are, that we're speaking to on it. And the idea is that we want to get the core team together that ensures that we can do this on a reasonable basis, and then we can, for a lot of other organizations that may not, be able to sign up to that, have some way of accommodating them that's reasonable in those regards and folding them into the program. But bear in mind, I not to be a hard ass about this, but this stuff has to be managed, under, shall we say, fairly tight financial controls. The adventure in Washington, D.C. was approximately $80,000 cash and in kind. Okay. They hit us with we had all sorts of adventures there to, pull that together. This is going to be a much more, we're planning on this, to be on the order of 15,000 euros. Okay. And that, we're going to, what the commitment will be for, each subscriber will be clearly defined, in advance. And that's the budget that we're going to live by.
Yeah. Good. So, yeah, we are now talking about finance, and it's time to show you the balance of 2023 that we have to present to the Italian tax office in a short time. So we have to vote on the balance. And okay, let me just show you what I'm talking about. So looking for the balance, management account, yearly balance 2023. Okay. Opening Excel. Good. Sharing. Okay, are you seeing? Yes. So this was already checked by Alessandro De Franco. Is our lawyer. Let me say he's a lawyer, by the way, in working in Italy. Sorry, I have to allow somebody joining. Okay, Gary was out and re-entered, and we also have Walter Hammond. Hi, Walter. Nice to see you. So, okay, let's try to make it a little bit bigger to be more readable. As you see here, we can compare the balance in at the end of 2023 with the same thing at the end of 2022. As you see, in 2022 we had some big expenses, but it was due to the boot in Paris at the IAC in 2022 in Paris. we had a smaller booth, just 9 square meters. We were only 4 partners, and yeah, we made a great job with that booth. However, so that's the reason of the difference. Because in Baku we decided not to have a booth because it was logistically not easy to get a booth over there. That is the difference in the output, let me say. The same difference is in the input, because of course in order to manage the booth we had to get money from our partners, and that's why we have these big contributions from the external, from private subjects in 2022. However, yes, this is the situation. The balance is of course positive. We have at 31 December 2023, we had almost 8,000 euros in our cash, including the bank account and the PayPal that is always getting something from the fees, the membership fees. And okay, so this was the situation, the cash we had. And nowadays we have more than 9,000 euros, because we had some donations to support our travels that in 2024 will be very heavy to support. And so thank you very much for the ones that already gave some money. And of course, my invitation is to give something more, because we really have to support, to sustain big expenses this year. Well, in the next days, I will submit this page to the vote of all the members, and we will have a shared spreadsheet where the votes will be counted, duly counted, and at the end, when the quorum will be reached, we will make a screenshot and make it public, and the same thing we made in 2023. Okay, if we want to see some more details, in 2023 we had about 2,200 euros from membership, 638 from donations, and yeah, and these are the inputs basically. For the output, okay, we spent about 4,000 euros in purchases. This is the 120 euros is the expense for the bank account. And yes, if you want to have some more detail about the expenses, okay, we spent about 340 euros for printing brochure, flyers, and posters. Sorry, this one is, yeah, 2010. Okay. We also paid for the t-shirts. By the way, we still have many of these t-shirts. I plan to sell them in Milan, but however, we also have we also have them in our store on the website. Then I will show you where they can be purchased. Of course, we have to pay for our domains. We have several domains that we are paying each year. Spaceonessen.org.com .space and .net. We are, of course, it's better to have all of these domains, even if we only use space.ns and .space, but the other ones are maintained just to avoid someone else can use our name for their purposes. We have to pay for the web hosting to the Metanet provider. By the way, in 2023, it was 112 euros. This year, they increased it a lot. It's 160 this year. That's a lot. I also complained. I wrote a letter to them complaining, and they say, oh, okay, but we have to do it because so and so. Well, yeah, in order to be compliant with the Italian law, we have to upload our balance to the tax office, and it costs 200 euros each year. Then, okay, this was a travel to New York. This is our membership fee, IAF membership fee is 440 euros per year. This was travel to Baku. This was a travel to Ibiza for a festival, Eurospace Hub Festival there. And this is for our Zoom licenses. We have 2 professional Zoom licenses nowadays, and we pay 340 bucks to maintain this. So, okay, this is more or less a bit a glimpse on the detail of our expenses.
Just I wanted to say, I can get Zoom for free through University of Central Florida. If anybody's a member of a university, they could get maybe free Zoom.
Really? But yeah, okay. But however, it would be a professional license.
Well, it doesn't have any limits. It's I didn't know there was such a. It's just a license to use Zoom for anything. I use it all the time.
Okay, okay.
This is Corrinne. So this is Corrinne. I'm gonna throw some caution out to the wind here. Not because you have for your university means you're going to be able to use it for others, and that's something you want to make sure that you clear. It seems simple enough, but I would say not. If you have a personal account and you want to do that, then that's separate. I think it's part of operating fees. So you wouldn't don't teeter at that point because
yes, I agree totally. Let's not mix it. It's better for educational. I agree totally.
Thank you.
Okay. So, okay, this was a glimpse in our expenditures. Okay, so as I said, I will make a screenshot of that page and put it online, and we can vote on our balance in the next I think 2 weeks. Could be enough to collect all the votes, so we can upload our balance within June. And I think it's sufficient for the law, for the deadline. Good. Well, any comment on the balance?
I was just going to mention that if you want, you're perfectly welcome to get a quote from Barnhard Associates LLC on any sort of domain work hosting or anything of that sort. It helps if you own your own internet service provider business. So it may be able to bring your numbers down some. And we're paired with Verizon, Fios on the internet. So it's more than reasonable connectivity.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
the next days. Yeah, thank you so much. I don't know. No, I saw Henk raising a hand. Maybe he just wanted to greet, to say goodbye.
I think he's saying goodbye.
Yes, it was going. So if nothing else, I think we can close.
I just Corrine again, I just made a suggestion in the chat that we try and also make sure everything that we're doing, like it should have that link for sponsorship or donation, like everything. Anything that's posted, everything that we're
Yes.
sharing, it just goes with it. Start to use some hashtags as well. Those things get other people who are interested. Doesn't have to be 1,000,001, just a couple of things that are cool. I think I've given some before, so that whomever is sharing the stuff, like they have that. Like everything that you put should have space R, and like something that's topical that makes sense that folks are looking at, not oversaturated hashtags. And the link is, please join us by sponsoring, donating, or whatever, and the link is there. It
Thank
should always be in all your posts, everything that goes out as of this.
Thank you for mentioning that. We are engaged to develop 3 sponsorship kits. One is for SLI, that is very, very needed this year in particular, to have sponsors. So it will be very, very important to join our efforts. So one is for SLI, one is for the 18 SDG initiatives, and one is for the ethos workshop, because we have to cover the scholarship to the winning team. So I take a personal action item now, putting in connection all the members that have ideas about sponsorship kits. And one is Mihail, that is together with Robert Katz, that is not our member, however, is in the committee for the 18 SDG. We are thinking about a sponsorship kit for and Emmeline Part Dahlstrom too, for the 18 SDG. Corrinne, that she has wonderful ideas for a sponsorship kit, and Ghanim, that is developing one for the ethos program. Because we definitely have to make this thing in very short time and put it online and start asking for start calling people to sponsor. Yeah, definitely. So let me take a note on that.
I'm writing something in the chat, so give me a minute.
Yeah. Mihail?
Yes, I just want to remind that as part of our social media outreach program, we agreed earlier this year to start publishing 60-minute, 60-second short reels on all mass media. So if you can record a short message in relation to the 18th SDG cause on any topic, how it influences you, what you think about it, so that we can post this videos. You can record it, send it to me. I will edit it in the same format with other messages, and then Adriano will post on SRI social media, and we can repost, share, and like everywhere, so it can spread the word. So far, we only have 3 videos done, which was kind of sample videos, and as far as I know, no one contributed yet. So don't be shy. Make a message, send a video to me or Adriana. I will make it public.
Now, wait a minute, is this videos of professional meetings? What kind of videos?
Basically, the idea was any one of us, any coalition member can make a statement about SDG, what they think about it, how they understand it, and we will put it into the 60 seconds format so it can be posted as a reel on behalf of SRI. Any topic related to the 18th SDG or space sustainability. That was the idea.
Thank you.
I will show you the what we have right now. Is on our YouTube channel. If you go to short videos, okay, shorts. Yeah, let me share. So, yeah, we have three. I will show you the nicest made by Evelyn. Oh, why there is no audio? Where is the audio? God.
About how long are these videos?
It's 60 seconds,
Okay,
but no, sorry, I made a mistake.
Right.
I made a mistake. I don't know why I cannot start the audio here.
I think if you hover over the top left corner, it shows you the sound button. We should click top left, top left, top left. Or over the screen itself where Emmeline is talking.
On my computer, you mean?
Yeah, on that video.
It's
The cursor, if you move to the top left corner.
Is yes, but it's 100%. It is 100%. I don't know why.
I just saw the mute symbol in the top left corner of her black screen. Well, higher. Yeah, see on the top left corner?
Okay, great.
The National Space Society and over 100 organizations were advocating for a dedicated UN SDG for space. Why? Because sustainable development ensures our future and means equal opportunity for all. Join us, be part of the movement. Together we can ensure a bright future, not just for a few, but for all of humankind. Space is our final frontier. Let's make it sustainable. Let's make it ours. Kiora and greetings from New Zealand.
Civilization needs to achieve the enormous resources, energy, and space of our solar system. Before 2030, meaningful steps must be made to ensure the full sustainability of human development. The 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations 2030 Agenda are a system of universal humanist goals. We propose now to add an 18th Sustainable Development Goal to the 2030 Agenda. Only by expanding the domain of life into space, we can fulfill the 17 SDGs on Earth. Space Renaissance International and the National Space Society, in partnership with 71 space advocacy organizations and universities, have presented the proposal of a resolution for an 18th SDG focused on civilian space development to the state parties of the UN Committee for the Peaceful Use of Outer Space, the COPUOS. This is our commitment, and we invite everybody to join the coalition of the Space 18 SDG co-promoters. Ad Astra, to be truly sustainable.
Okay, so this is the kind of videos. So everybody is invited to make one. And also, Wlater, I don't remember if we already have spoken about that, but would it be possible to have the university, your Florida University, to join the coalition?
You mean the official? That would have to go through our leadership, but I could propose it.
Okay, great. So okay, I will send you via email. I will send you the meaningful links where they can read the abstract and the form to sign and so on.
Yes, and also the membership dues. Could you send that also, the dues for membership in SRI?
Yes, I will also add the link to the registration form.
Yeah. Okay.
Great, excellent. Jerry?
Hi. Firstly, something about registration for the IAF. If you are over 65, registration is rather reduced. If you are a student or teacher, it is even more reduced.
Yes, yes. We already made it in the past years. I can provide, by the way, you are a teacher, you are a lecturer, so I can provide a lecture to you of the Space Analysis Academy, saying that you're a teacher, and using that letter, you can get a reduced fee to register.
Excellent. And if we have anyone who can register as media, then they won't have to pay anything.
Yes, but then you cannot talk.
No, I know that. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
And also, Gary, are you still there? I don't see you on the screen anymore. No, he's gone. That's okay.
No, I think he's gone.
Yeah. I put a question to him in the chat about how late in the evening we could make use of the booth. And he says the hours haven't been posted yet. Because as you'll recall, I have suggested that we host a get-together in the evening for anyone who wants to come along and talk to us at SRI. And also, there might be an opportunity for me to give a somewhat slightly longer presentation than I will have officially, because all of the official presentations, you only get 10 minutes.
Yes, we can do that. In fact, we did it in Paris 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We were receiving people continuously, and in the evening we were playing music and making many crazy things. However, but to hold the presentations, they warned up. They warned us, the organizers of the IAC warned us that the IAF wants the presentations to be done in the technical sessions. They don't like very much to hold a presentation in the exhibition center. But however,
but we can talk with people.
What we can do over there is making interviews. No?
Yes.
And so in the interview you can
good idea.
Iceland Zero, and also we can show some videos, and we can make many things.
Excellent. Yeah.
Adriano, can I also have such a letter as a teacher?
Yes. So let me.
Teacher can register as a teacher.
Yes, teacher. Letters to Marie-Luise and Jerry.
Thank you.
Actually, I do have one other issue, which is that for medical reasons, I can only be there for 2 days because I have dialysis sessions back here. But the IAF have said, no, I will have to pay the full 5-day registration. And, you know, even though it's not my choice to only be there 2 days, and I've said that because of my age, I don't have a salary, I'm not getting sponsored, I don't have grants, and I've got to pay everything for myself. So transport, transport insurance, hotel, food, and registration. And the registration is going to be about 1/3 of that. And their total income from registrations is going to be about 7 million euros.
Yes, I know.
And I thought, you know, can't you make a special case?
If I can tell you, I already made some kind of trade union speak in the Itacus committee, bringing ahead the reasons of the individual space enthusiasts that are going to the congresses, and about the NGOs that don't have big budgets and so on. So they should, all of these people should be treated differently from the big companies that, of course, they have a lot of money. I'm already in each time I can, I put this concept in the head of the IAF people that manage the registration and so on. And yeah, also I am discussing this with the organizers of the exhibition center, because I say to them, you cannot treat NGOs like Alenia and the big companies. No,
Exactly.
there must
Yeah.
be some difference, of course.
Yes,
Well,
of course.
however, let's see what we can do all together. Yeah.
All right. That's great, Adriano. Thank you.
Anything more?
Not from me.
Okay.
Adriano,
Yeah.
hello guys, nice to talk. I'm traveling here in Brazil. It's about the videos. The guidelines is something about space sustainability, like short videos, like 1 minute,
Yes,
like
the
Hughes.
idea is to promote the 18 SDG. No, each one giving their own reasons why they support the 18 SDG. So this is the idea.
Okay.
So there is no indication of what to say. You say what you like.
So we hope one of those videos will hit 1 million likes. Adriano will become immensely rich, and this notion will be promoted all over the world. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. Yes. Okay. Something to mention. It's we are organizing the Space Habitat event, the 50th edition. Will be happening in November, and after I will share the call in the group. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, so I think we can close now. So thank you everybody for joining. And I believe we should make at least 2 or 3 of these things in the year. I mean membership, all members meetings, because I see that it's a way to bring creative ideas in and to increase the collaboration and even only to know what we are doing, because I understand that we are making a lot of works and maybe many members don't know it. So, okay, let's try to make it more of these things. Okay, so thanks everybody. Ad Astra. Bye bye.